Have you ever asked the universe for something and felt like it simply ignored you? Have you prayed, visualized, repeated positive phrases, and still nothing happened? Well, today I'm going to tell you why your prayers haven't been working, and what Florence Scovel Shinn discovered over 100 years ago that makes the universe respond within 24 hours. And no, it's not magic, it's not coincidence, and it's certainly not cheap positive thinking. It's a straightforward, tried and true method, used by people who have learned to speak to the universe in a way that it no choice other than respond. In this video, I'll show you how to make your request so powerfully that the universe moves immediately, opening paths, resolving situations, and putting opportunities in front of you, sometimes in the same day. And the best part, you don't need rituals, candles, or complicated formulas. You just need to understand one simple thing that most people ignore. The universe does not respond to what you want, it responds to what you believe and declare with conviction. Florence Scovel Shinn'S method changes everything because it teaches exactly this: how to align words, emotions, and faith in a way that creates fast, real, and visible results. So, if you're tired of trying and nothing happens, stay until the end, because today you'll discover the secret that makes the universe listen to you and act in just 24 hours. Now you understand what many people spend their entire lives without. Discovering the universe does not ignore anyone. It only responds to those who speak the right language. And today you've learned this language. From now on, nothing will ever be the same again, because now you know how to make the universe work for you, not against you. This knowledge is too powerful to keep to yourself. So, share your energy with the world. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel to continue receiving revelations that change the way you think, feel, and attract everything you desire. Each new truth that arrives here is a key to transforming your life, and your interaction helps others find the same path of change you've begun today. Have you ever noticed that there are times in your life when it seems like nothing is moving forward no matter how hard you try? You pray, you believe, you do everything right, but things just don't move. It's as if the universe has put your life on silent mode, and then the question arises: does it hear me? Is there a way to make the universe actually respond? The truth is there is, and that's exactly what Florence Scovel Shinn discovered and taught her entire life: a direct, practical, and surprisingly simple way to communicate with this force that controls everything. And when you understand this, everything changes. Suddenly what seemed impossible begins to happen as if it were the most natural thing in the world. Most people ask the universe the wrong way, and they don't even realize it. They ask with fear, doubt, trying to control the outcome. They want things to happen, but deep down they believe they won't. And the universe doesn't respond to what you say with your lips. It responds to what you truly vibrate. It's like trying to ask for something with the microphone off. You speak, but nothing is heard. Florence said that the universe is like a mirror. It gives back exactly what you give. If you ask in desperation, you receive more reasons to despair. If you ask with confidence, you receive proof that you were right in believing. The problem is that almost no one understands this. What changes everything is when you start talking to the universe as if you were talking to someone who's already decided to help you. It's a different conversation. There's no begging, there's certainty, there's no "I hope it works out," there's "I know it's already done." It's as if you're issuing a command, not a wish. Florence taught that the word is your magic wand, and it's not a metaphor. Every word you speak with emotion is an energetic code that the universe reads and executes. The mistake is that people throw words into the air without realizing the power they carry. They say, "Nothing works out for me. My life is hard. I don't think I'll ever make it." And guess what? The universe follows orders. Now stop and think. How many times have you accidentally reinforced something negative? How many times have you said, "I knew this would happen," when something went wrong? Yes, it is. This kind of phrase is a decree, and each decree creates a reality. That's why so many people live trapped in a seemingly endless cycle. They ask for light, but keep speaking darkness, and the universe obediently only returns what it understands. That's where Florence's method comes in. It teaches you to change the way you speak, think, and feel, to align your energy with what you truly want, not with what you fear. When you learn to do this, the universe begins to respond almost immediately. Sometimes It's a sign, sometimes a person who appears, a path that opens, an idea that springs into your mind at just the right time. And it's not a coincidence, it's a response. It's the universe saying, I heard you. Florence used to say, nothing is by chance when you're aligned. And it's true. Everything begins to seem magical, but what really happens is that you've begun to speak the same language as the energy that controls everything. But let me tell you something important. Repeating pretty phrases isn't enough. Many people try to use positive affirmations as if they were a spell and then say they don't work. And of course they don't, because words without feeling are empty. What makes the universe move isn't the phrase you say, it's the feeling you put behind it. It's the tone of your voice, the conviction, the silent certainty that you know what you're doing. And when this happens, when your words are charged with faith and emotion, the universe understands the command and begins to act. Think about it. The universe is like a delivery center. It doesn't judge what you ask for. It only delivers what's in your energetic order. The problem is that most people send confusing orders. One day they believe, the next they doubt. One moment they're grateful, the next they complain. It's like sending an order and then canceling it right away. Florence said, faith is knowing the order has been accepted, even without seeing the package yet. That's exactly it. When you understand this, you stop doubting and start waiting with confidence. Now I want you to think about something you've been asking for a long time, something that never seems to arrive, and I want you to comment here in the comments section. It happened. That's all. Because this simple act is already a decree that your request has been heard. It's a way of setting energy in motion. When you write this word, you are declaring to the universe that you believe, that you trust, and that you have already received. And that's when everything begins to change. But there's one thing almost no one tells you. The universe has a pattern of response. It always follows a specific order, and this pattern is what makes rapid manifestations happen. It's something Florence explained so clearly that it seems impossible for it not to work when you apply it. But most people have no idea how to use it properly, and that's exactly what you'll discover next. Have you ever noticed that the way you talk about the things you want completely changes the outcome? It seems simple, but therein lies the secret. The universe doesn't understand I want, it understands I am. It doesn't react to your desire, it reacts to your certainty. Florence Scovel Shinn'S said that power lies in the word, and she wasn't kidding. Everything you say is a direct order, and the universe fulfills it without argument. The problem is that most people speak from fear. They say they want prosperity but keep saying, I never have. Money. They talk about love but keep repeating, nobody appreciates me. They talk about health but keep saying, I'm always tired. And the universe doesn't distinguish between jokes, rants, or habits. It understands them as commands. It's as if you were pressing the wrong buttons on a remote control and hoping a different channel would appear. And here comes the point that changes everything. The universe doesn't understand words. It understands frequency. The word is just the packaging of what you feel. So when you say it's okay, but inside you feel fear and doubt, what reaches the top is the vibration of fear, not trust. And that's why Florence was so insistent on the importance of unshakable faith, because faith isn't just believing something will happen. It's act and feel as if it had already happened. This is what makes the universe understand that the request has already been made, and then it begins to work. It's amazing how small changes in words transform what you attract. When someone spends the day complaining, they reinforce scarcity. When someone is grateful for what they have, they make room for more. And the universe is quick to respond. It doesn't wait in line. It returns what you're sending now. So, if your vibration is everything is going wrong for me, the universe understands it wants more of this. But if your vibration is things are aligning, it starts moving the pieces to make that happen. And this is where Florence's true method comes in, transforming the way you speak until your feelings change along with it. Because it's no use just changing the words. The body needs to believe what's being said. You know that shiver you get when you say something with truth, with force? That's the sign that the energy was sent in the right way. It's as if the universe received the request with high priority. Florence said that words without feeling are dead, and it makes sense. Repeating beautiful phrases without believing in them is like sending a letter without an address. But when you speak with emotion, something inside you aligns. You feel it's real, and the universe feels it too. That's what makes the method work so quickly. It's the feeling that gives life to the decree. Now think with me. How many times have you asked for something and the next minute thought, but will it really work? That will it is what destroys the request. It's like sending a signal and then cutting off the power right after. That's why Florence taught, speak with faith and let go. Speak as if you know it's already happened. And this is the part that challenges people the most, because letting go requires trust. Trusting that the invisible is already working for you. That's why she said, faith is the substance of things hoped for. Faith is what gives form to what does not yet exist. You don't have to pretend to believe it. You have to truly feel it. And for that, the secret is simple. Practice every day. When you wake up, instead of saying, had another difficult day, say, today the universe is working in my favor. It may seem automatic at first, but over time your body begins to believe it. And that's when everything changes. The words gain strength, the feeling follows, and the universe understands the message. And look, I want to propose something to you now. Write the word in the comments, I believe. Really write it down. Because when you do, you're transforming a simple word into an energetic declaration. It's like pressing the send button on your request. And that's powerful. Many people have started exactly this way, declaring with faith what they wanted, and days later they've seen things move, situations resolve, signs appear out of nowhere. This isn't luck, it's attunement. What follows will show you exactly how to activate that right feeling within yourself, the one that lets the universe know your request has been accepted. Because the secret isn't just talking. It's to feel what you say as if it were already true. And that's where the method becomes truly infallible. Do you know the biggest mistake that makes the universe remain silent, even when you speak with faith? It's doubting right afterward. It's that, I hope it works. Is it for me? I don't think it will work. It's a small detail, but it's precisely this that blocks the flow of manifestation. Florence Scovel Shinn'S explained that fear is just faith in the negative. It's believing, but in the worst outcome. And the universe, obedient as always, delivers what you nurture most. If your focus is on the fear of loss, it understands that's what you want to reinforce. If the focus is on trust, it understands that it can now act. That's why most people spend their lives asking the universe for help without realizing that they're constantly canceling their own requests. It's like sending a letter and then running after the mailman to get it back. The universe starts acting, and suddenly you say, I don't think it's going to work. That's it. It stops. And the worst part is that many people do this automatically without realizing it. They talk about faith in the morning, and by the afternoon they're already complaining. They pray for something, and the same day they say, oh, but that never changes. Florence used to say, you never fail to manifest. You only manifest what you truly believe. And therein lies the danger, because even doubt is a form of belief. But calm down. This isn't about being perfect or never feeling fear. It's about realizing when fear is in control and consciously replacing it with confidence. It's a practice. Every time you feel like something isn't going to work out, change your mind. Say, I don't see the results yet, but they're already happening. This simple change in posture lets the universe know you're still in the game, that you haven't given up. And when you hold firm, even without proof, the results come. True faith isn't believing when everything is easy. It's choosing to believe, even without evidence. Now think about how many times you've cancelled an order without realizing it. Sometimes you're so used to expecting the worst that you sabotage yourself automatically. But the good news is, you can change that. The secret is simple. Make the request and release. Speak as if you already know it's done, and then live your life. Stop watching the clock waiting for the result. When you plant a seed, you don't dig the soil every day to see if it's growing. Right? It's the same with the universe. The seed of the word needs time, silence, and trust to blossom. Releasing control isn't giving up. It's showing that you trust. And when the universe realizes this, it accelerates. Everything starts to flow. Coincidences happen, doors open, and things fall into place in ways that seem unbelievable. But it's not a miracle. It's a consequence. Doubt is the brake, and trust is the accelerator. Florence said, speak, believe, and move on. The rest is up to God, and this is some of the most powerful advice you can apply right now. And since we're talking about faith, I want to ask you something. Write the word in the comments, I trust. Write with intention, as if it were a declaration to the universe. Because every time you repeat that word, you're reinforcing the right vibration. The vibration of someone who no longer doubts, of someone who knows that what they asked for is already coming. It may seem simple, but that's how energy moves, with small acts of faith. Now, there's a technique Florence used to help her let go of control without losing focus. It stops the mind from sabotaging itself while keeping the energy of the request alive and active. And when you understand how to apply it, the manifestation process becomes effortless, quick, and almost inevitable. You know when you make a wish, believe in it, but then you start thinking, what if it doesn't work? What if I'm deluding myself? What if it's just a coincidence? That's exactly where many people get stuck. The secret Florence Scovel Shinn taught is simple yet powerful. After placing the order, you need to release it. Letting go isn't giving up. Letting go is showing the universe that you trust it so much, that you no longer need to control anything. It's like ordering at a restaurant. You hand over the menu, place your order, and wait. You don't go into the kitchen to check if the cook is doing it right. Right? Well, it's the same with the universe. It's already received the order, and your job now is to live as if the result is already on its way. This is the part that separates those who manifest quickly from those who live forever waiting, because those who trust don't keep track of time. And this is where Florence's trick comes in, act as if. She said the secret isn't believing it will happen someday, but living as if it already has. This completely changes the energy field around you. When you act as if it's already real, the universe gets the message. It senses that you're already vibrating at the frequency of what you want, and so it begins to bring you everything that matches that vibration. Consider a simple example. A person wants a new job. Instead of waking up every day complaining about their current job, they start acting like someone who's already been promoted, dressing better, speaking more confidently, and being grateful for the opportunities. They haven't seen the results yet, but they're vibrating as one who has already received, and the universe obedient responds. Contacts, invitations, ideas arise, and out of nowhere the proposal appears. It's not magic, it's energy. Florence said, action is faith put into motion, and when faith moves, things move too. What prevents many people from living this is the need for control. The mind wants proof. It wants to know when, a sound be whom, but the universe works in the invisible realm. It moves pieces you can't even imagine. Sometimes the result doesn't come the way you expect, and that's why letting go is so important. Because when you insist on controlling, you limit yourself. But when you trust and surrender, the universe has the freedom to act in ways you never imagined. Florence called this not interfering with the divine plan. In other words, it's letting God be God. And look, there's a detail few people talk about. Acting as if isn't pretending. It's not acting. It's not forcing optimism. It's an internal change, not an external one. It's a feeling. It's when you say everything's okay and truly feel that way, even if appearances suggest otherwise. It's a kind of peace that comes from within and sends a clear message to the universe. I trust. And the universe responds. It always responds to trust. Now pay attention to one thing. True detachment isn't indifference. It's spiritual maturity. It's when you understand that the right result comes at the right time. Florence said the universe has perfect timing, and that when you force it, you delay it. Have you ever noticed that when you stop insisting on something, things start to flow? That's exactly it. It's when you relax that the flow activates. So, I want you to do something now. Write the word, in the comments, I delivered. Write with intention, as if to say, I trust in the right time, and I know it's coming. This simple act is an exercise in faith. It's your way of telling the universe that you've already done your part. Now it's up to it. And every time you say this, remember, whoever gives receives. And there's a profound reason why letting go is so powerful. When you let go, you open space for intuition to act, for synchronicities to happen, for answers to emerge from where you least expect them. It's as if the universe finally says, now I can work. And the most incredible thing is that, in this state of surrender, manifestations become so natural they seem like coincidences. But they're not. And it's precisely at this point that Florence revealed the next step, the silent connection with the force that makes everything happen. There are times when you do everything right, speak with faith, feel, commit, and still the results don't appear. And that's when many people give up. But it's precisely at that moment that true power begins to act. Florence Scovel Shinn'S said that after you speak and commit, the next step is to hear, and listen not with your ears, but with your heart. Because the universe, or God, or the force you believe in, speaks in the silence. It's when you stop trying to control and start listening that the answers arrive, not as voices, but as signs, coincidences, hunches, intuitions. And that's when you realize you've never been alone. Many people think that manifestation is just making requests. But what Florence taught was the opposite. The request is just the beginning. The rest is connection. She called this aligning with Source, the divine energy that dwells within you. When you create this space of silence, you allow this force to guide you, and it's amazing how things begin to fall into place. You think of someone, and they call you. You dream of an answer, and the next day it appears. You feel a sudden urge to change your route to work, and this simple choice avoids a problem. This isn't chance, it's communication. It's the universe answering you. But to do this, you need to give it space. The problem is that most people don't stop. They make the request, and then fill their minds with noise, doubts, fears, anxiety, comparisons. And internal noise is the greatest obstacle to manifestation. That's why Florence said, silence is the altar of God. In silence, you feel the presence working on your behalf. And the more you practice this, the more natural it becomes to trust. You realize that the universe doesn't need your concern, only your permission. And you know what's most curious? The universe's answers almost never come the way you expect. Sometimes, it's a delay that protects you. Sometimes it's a problem that pushes you down a new path. And that's why Florence always repeated, there is no error in the divine plan. Everything has a reason, and when you are connected, you understand this with serenity. You stop fighting circumstances and start flowing with them. And when you flow, the universe accelerates. Think about how many times you've wanted something so badly that you became tense, tired, frustrated. And then, the day you gave up and let go, things happened. Have you ever experienced this? Well, that's the power of surrender in action. The moment you relax, you once again hear the guidance that was trying to reach you all along. Florence believed that silence is the bridge between the visible and the invisible, between what you ask for and what the universe prepares. Now I want to propose something simple but powerful. Take a deep breath for a moment. Close your eyes for a few seconds and think of something you really want. Don't ask for it again. Just feel gratitude as if you've already received it. Now comment on the word here. I heard. Write this as if you're saying, I heard the universe and it heard me too. Because when you do that, you're confirming the connection. You're saying that you trust, that you believe, and that you're ready to receive. And the most beautiful thing is that when this connection happens, everything changes. You begin to feel peace, even without seeing results. You begin to act with more confidence, speak more clearly, and what seemed far away begins to draw closer. Florence said that the answer comes in silence, and silence is God working. And it is precisely in this state that miracles happen, not because you prayed louder, but because you allowed the answer to arrive. But there's something even more profound that Florence taught, something that few people truly understand. There's a point at which this connection stops being just faith and becomes certainty. It's the moment when you feel like the universe is within of you and not outside. And it is at this point that manifestation ceases to be an effort and becomes a consequence. When you reach this point, where you believe, feel, surrender, and trust, something changes within you. It's no longer about asking, it's about living as one who has already received. This is where Florence Scovel Shinn'S method shows its true power. Because the goal was never to teach how to ask for things, but rather to teach how to live in a state of certainty. When you understand that the universe is not outside but within you, fear disappears. You stop expecting miracles and begin to become the channel of miracles yourself. And that's why Florence said that faith isn't a feeling, it's a decision to remain steadfast, even when nothing seems to be happening. And what's most incredible is that when you reach this level, the universe begins to act so quickly it's frightening. Sometimes, In the same day, things rearrange themselves. An unexpected connection, a solution that appears, a situation that seemed lost, suddenly resolves itself. Florence called this the immediate response of faith. And that's no exaggeration. When words, emotions, and faith align, the result is inevitable. The universe understands that the request is complete and moves to confirm it in the physical world. It's like flipping a switch. The light turns on because the energy was already there. All that was missing was the right command. But this state isn't achieved by trying to control the universe's timing. It's achieved through practice. It's a daily repetition of small acts of faith. It's waking up and giving thanks before seeing the results. It's treating people with generosity, even when life hasn't yet given you everything you want. It's continuing to believe that something good is coming, even when it seems like nothing is changing. And that's when the miracle happens. The day you stop looking for signs and start to be the signal. Florence said that those who live on the right frequency attract what they need effortlessly, because the universe recognizes the vibration and responds automatically. And look, it's not about being spiritual all the time, nor about never making mistakes. It's about understanding that the power lies within you, in the words that come out of your mouth, in the emotions you nurture, in the choices you make every day. It's about becoming someone the universe recognizes as a partner, not a beggar. And when this awareness awakens, there's no turning back. You feel like you can trust. Everything starts to fall into place. That anxiety that once dominated you disappears, and in its place comes an almost palpable peace. You understand that you lack nothing because what is yours is already on its way. Now look at your life. Think about something that seemed impossible not long ago and realize how much you've evolved. You realize that, deep down, what the universe always wanted was to teach you to trust, to let go, to allow. And that's why this method is so transformative. It doesn't just change what you attract, it changes who you are while attracting. And when this happens, you become a magnet for everything that is in harmony with your new energy. Now you understand what so many seek their entire lives, and few discover. The universe doesn't play favorites. It responds precisely to those who speak the right language. Today, you learned this language. And that's why from now on nothing will be the same. You're no longer asking blindly. You're communicating clearly with the force that moves everything. This knowledge has unlocked something within you, and it's impossible to go back to where you were before. And when something transforms like this, the best way to keep that energy alive is to keep it circulating. So, like the video and subscribe to the channel, because each new teaching that arrives here deepens what you've learned today and brings you closer to the life the universe has already reserved for you. The simple act of interacting here is a powerful exchange. It's like saying to the universe, I'm ready to keep receiving. Oh, and leave your word in the comments. Universe, this is your way of sealing what you learned today and confirming that the connection is made, because the next video will show you something even deeper, a secret that Florence Scovel Shinn'S taught about, how the universe multiplies what you declare with. Faith? It's the next step in turning simple requests into inevitable results, and you'll want to be here to experience it.